And the most important one probably is the views, and inside of views we've got different types of views. As you create levels, it will go in and create a floor plan for you. You may or may not publish that to a sheet, it's up to you, but inside of here we can rename it, and the key is that as you're renaming all of this stuff between the drawings, they're all talking to each other. So wherever that name might show up in a drawing list, or however that field gets if you change it inside of here, or you rename that, or delete it. If you delete it, all the objects will delete from it, and it'll most likely give you a warning. So floor plans are view types. Every time you make a floor plan, it makes a corresponding ceiling plan for you right in there. So you can go and you can click on that, and it creates, and depending on how you have your ceilings, you can see there's a wall missing, but it gets rid of all your doors and stuff that might be there, and it shows things that are dashed. So ceiling plans, 3D views. As I go into, say, my first floor plan, and I create a new 3D view by using the camera command, view, new, camera, and I say, okay, give me a view from here to here, it's going to create that view right inside of there. And you can see there it is there. I can go and I can rename this to call it, Southwest or something like that. Then I can take this and I can drag that by grabbing the edge. Okay, I can also go in here and I can I can click on that and I can edit it. I can actually edit it in this 3D view. So if you don't like it or you want to move something over, you can simply grab the object right there, and then I'm using my arrow key in this case. Oh, I'm not going to do it that way. I can move it, or I can change the style. I can say, okay, no, you are, this type of door, and it'll actually change that door right in there for me. You saw it flash. And then if I went to my first floor, chances are wherever that door is sitting, I'm not sure where that was or what floor it was on, would have updated. Okay, so floor plans, 3D views created with the camera. This is the main one with the brackets. We can't really delete that one. It's always there, and that's the one that we go to when we hit on here, and then it remembers where you left off. So if you shift around, you can do that, and we'll talk a little bit more about views and the cropping in the section box. If I right click on here and I go inside of here and I actually turn on the section box and hit OK, then I'm going to get this wonderful cropping box in 3D, and I can click on that and I can take the grips of that and I can slide that in, and it's actually going to do a little cross section of wherever it is that happens to be, and I can do it in 3 dimensions by bringing the top one down as well. So we can move that around and we can show our clients what's going on inside the building very easily this way. And of course this view can be saved, and you can drag this view to a sheet and it'll show up in one of your sheets. So 3D views, elevations. As you create elevations, we're going to go to the first floor, and I'm going to add in another elevation. I'm just going to say view, new, elevation, and then I'm going to drag a point, and it doesn't have to, and placed it there. I'm going to click on that elevation, and I can, if I click on, there's different marks. If I click on the outside, that's the elevation itself. I click on here, I can turn this around, or I can rotate this to be looking this way. Okay, I'm going to click out in white space. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to delete it. I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to see, okay, well that's where, that's the elevation that it's got. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it over to there, and I'm going to take this and drag it out to there. Okay, so now that's a diagonal elevation. Again, clicking on here is different from clicking on here. Double click on there, it actually goes to that elevation, which is angled out, and now that elevation will show up in here in my elevational views. If I go to elevations, there it is, and I can rename that there as well. So East 1A, it just happened to put a name on there. Okay, so elevational views, and again coordination of all your section bubbles will work. As I do a section will show up. Right now I've got section 1 and 2. If I go back into here and I say, draw a new section through my first floor plan, again, any angle I want, there's my grips, we're getting used to that. Okay, it doesn't have a number right now because I haven't dragged that to a sheet. Once I double click on here and I actually go to that elevation, there it is, elevation or section 3. I can right click and I can rename it, and then if I take that, of course, and I drag that to a sheet, go down to my sheet 108, and I take section 3 and I drag it, and of course it's going to pick up the scale factor. Now when I go back to my first floor plan, I'm going to notice that this is going to have all my information on there. So sectional views, as they get created, they get in here in your project browser. Schedule, so this is really just managing all those object types and views as we do it in the project browser. We've got our sidebar with our tools. We've got shortcut commands. If I go in here, and you've seen me typing by going into a floor plan, for instance, and typing in SD for my shaded view, clicking in here, if I go view, you can see SD, there's little shortcut commands after each command, and we can also edit those. So VP will go into the view properties dialog, and F8 will bring up dynamically modify the view. So if I hit F8 right now, it brings up this button, the eyeball button over here. So shortcut commands. So I'm going to talk about that. Is that keyboard? There's a file called keyboard shortcuts .txt right there, and it sits in this location under Program Files, Autodesk Revit Building Program. Under that folder, there's a file here, and that has all your shortcut, like your equivalent to your ACAD PGP file. So a lot of typing, very quick. You don't have to hit enter. Easy syntax. Okay, so when you go in and edit this file, you can add in your shortcut, and it'll show you how to edit that file. It's pretty straightforward. In Revit, we've got different file types. We've got an RVT, which is your main Revit model file, your central file. We also have RFA, or family files, like doors and windows and furniture and equipment and trees and landscaping objects, anything you want. And RTE is a Revit template file. Okay, and families, we saw you can load families as components. We'll do more and more on that. And the settings menu pull down, I just wanted to note one more time, back inside of our Revit, inside of settings here, a lot of our stuff that we set up in the beginning are inside of here, and also in our view properties and visibility graphics inside of here. We can go in, this is about as close to Revit comes to layers in AutoCAD, in the sense of you can go in and you say show me the doors, or don't show me the doors, or show me certain parts of so this will turn off the visibility of those objects in the view that I'm in, that's current. Okay, so I'm in this particular view right now, and in this view I can say I don't want to see the doors. I would go back up, view, visibility graphics, turn them on and off. You can also go view, and you can say apply view template, and inside of here you can have specific template set up that are view specific, and say okay, apply the site plan template, and all of a sudden site plan knows enough not to show interior partitions and furniture, but it will show contours and trees and shrubs. Likewise, a floor plan view will not show the landscaping. So in other words, everything exists in the model, and each view can then go in and say okay, what parts of that model do I want to see by going inside of here as well. Annotation objects, do I want to see the tags and stuff? So these two guys in here, very important in Revit, as close to AutoCAD layers as you can get, and you can turn on the visibility and graphics of those objects in each view, and then subsequent to that you can go into view and you can say save this as a view template, or apply a new view template, and it'll keep track of those specific viewing aspects to help you speed up and get up to speed. You don't have to reset that stuff all the time. And that's about all we want to talk to you about in this first introduction to Revit, and we'll be repeating a lot of this stuff as we go through in the later lessons.